Listen, man, I've watched enough basketball. We're more than a third of the way. We're closing in on halfway through the season. About 8 games will be halfway through the year. I'm looking at the Boston Celtics. Nothing's wrong with the team. You know, if I had to pick them, you know, outside of Toronto, I would still pick the Celtics to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and, you know, have a good chance to get to the NBA Finals. I believe they have more good players on the court than the Toronto Raptors. Now, I'm picking Toronto in a series against the Celtics. I even believe the Boston Celtics have the best chance at beating Golden State still out of the East. But here's what I know, and here's what I've learned. And I've kind of always knew this, but there's a guy by the name of LeBron James. When he's around, he kind of makes things blurry. You know, before LeBron James arrived back in Cleveland, Kyrie had only finished 1 season healthy, I believe. And he missed the finals of the first season with LeBron. Now, he did follow that up by having a phenomenal NBA Finals alongside LeBron James. He made the game-winning shot over Steph Curry, give his Cleveland Cavaliers team the first NBA championship they've had in quite some time. Let's give Kyrie his proper credit. But outside of that, Kyrie Irving has never struck me as a leader. I'm looking at this Boston Celtics team right now, and I'm looking at the talent that's present on the court night in, night out for this Boston Celtics team. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Morris, Al Horford, Terry Rozier, Aaron Baines. I know he's out right now, but when he's back, he's talented. That's a lot of talent on one basketball court. Celtics got all those pieces, at least for this season. We know they can't pay all these guys long term, but for this year, all these guys are around to make a championship push. And if you're looking up at the NBA right now, the Warriors, even though they're like second in the West or whatever, they're going through it right now. Things are not 100% in Golden State. If ever a time for a team with a lot of talent to catch the Warriors slipping and maybe sneak a ring during the Warriors dynasty, it's this year. It's this year. And I look at the Golden State Warriors, and I look at the other premier teams like the Raptors. The Boston Celtics are doing things that those two teams don't. The mistakes I see night in, night out from this team. The lack of attention at their... And I'm looking at... I interviewed Jaylen Brown this summer, so I got to know him a little bit. I'm reading his face, man. He's unhappy. I'm looking at Gordon Hayward's face. He's unhappy. Gordon Hayward's a shell of who he was. And you want to know the reality of the situation? What Gordon Hayward needs right now is clock. I'm not saying he could ever get back to who he was. He was never a above-the-rim player, but he could get up and dunk if he needed to. He's not doing that right now consistently. You know, what Gordon Hayward needs right now is minutes. He's not going to get those minutes with the Celtics line. They don't have time for that, though they're paying him a lot of money. And honest to God truth, he doesn't look better than Marcus Smart. He's not better than Jason Tatum. So what do you do with Gordon Hayward? He's getting max dollar. Al Horford. Yo, this dude is consistently on that all-star team. He don't get a lot of blame. He don't get a lot of blame when things go bad. Jason Tatum. I'm not saying anything's wrong with Jason Tatum's game. He had a phenomenal rookie year. I just don't think he's made the strides that other guys have made. And to be fair to Jason Tatum, where's the opportunity for him to make those strides? Marcus Morris, outside of Kyrie Irving, has been the Celtics' second best player this year. Period. He ain't the guy that's got the promising NBA All-Star future. He ain't the guy making max money. He's the one that's just going out and playing his ass off night in, night out. Look, sometimes we want to make the game of basketball a 2K formula, right? We want to grade it by overalls. Forget the overalls. Right now, this is you step on the court, I step on the court. Who's doing more for their basketball team? Who's hooping more? And right now, outside of Kyrie Irving, Marcus Morris is the second best hooper on that team this year. He's been the second most consistent guy on that team this year. And Marcus Smart might be number 3. Him or Tatum. But I'm looking around at Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Gordon Hayward. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, if Kyrie is, if people are telling me he's the best point guard in the league, best ball handler, best this, best that. You got more than enough pieces, Kyrie Irving, to have this Boston Celtics team not struggling. Let me ask you something. Every time Kyrie has been the clear-cut number one, what has he done? He couldn't get Cleveland to the playoffs his first 3-4 years. All right, okay. You're saying he didn't have enough talent. Okay, whatever. I'll give you that. Even though when Kyrie was injured, LeBron took Matthew Dellavedova and Tristan Thompson. He took that Warriors team 6 games in the NBA Finals. Okay, so Kyrie didn't have enough when he was young to get the Cavs to the playoffs. They were bad, right? They were bad. They were still getting lottery picks. He wasn't finishing season. Okay, let's go back to last year. His first year without LeBron since 2015. Boston Celtics. Kyrie gets injured again. The Celtics had every chance to make it to the finals last year. The Eastern Conference was up for the taking last year. LeBron had already did the hard part. He beat the Toronto Raptors, the number 1 seed in the East. All you got to do, Kyrie, is be available for your team. And I don't believe that LeBron James-led Cavalier team, I don't believe they can even take y'all 6, let alone lose a Game 7 on your home court. Kyrie was injured, unavailable. This year, he's pretty much healthy this year. You know, he came up clutch on Christmas Day the other day, but he just lost to James Harden in Houston. And for the most part, he's unavailable. I know everyone believes Anthony Davis will end up a Los Angeles Laker, but I am here to tell you this. Danny Ainge is no fool. He is as smart a GM, a smarter VP we got in this league. It's time to pull the trigger on Anthony Davis. See, if you're the Lakers, you still got some incentive to want to keep Brandon Ingram. Maybe not Brandon Ingram, maybe Kyle Kuzma, or maybe Lonzo. If you believe Lonzo's an all-star point guard in this league, I don't. But if you do believe that in that Lakers organization, you might want to see what Lonzo has. Because with LeBron out, Lonzo's stats are going up, right? If you believe Brandon Ingram could be your number 2, he deserves at least this season. But if you're Boston, you know you're not going to be able to pay all these guys. There is no future for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. You're going to be able to keep one of those 2 guys, and I believe they're leaning towards Jason Tatum. There is no future for Gordon Hayward if you want to keep Jason Tatum. You ran out of money. Terry Rozier. There's no future for it. The time is now to win a ring. Then you win a ring, Danny Ainge can go back to his owner and be like, okay, can we please go deep into the luxury tax? We've won with this group. Let's keep it together. If you can't win with this group, what makes you think you're going to convince that owner to go deep into that luxury tax? I'm not. If I was the owner of that team, why would I pay more money? Y'all couldn't win when everybody was healthy. It's time for the Boston Celtics to make a trade for Anthony Davis. Kyrie cannot be your number 1. I think he can be. He's shown he could be a number 2. A really great number 2. But he can't be your number 1. He's not a number 1, man. On a championship team, nope. He could be a number 1 on a good team, but we're talking about championships. See, I don't even think Kevin Durant can be a number 1. He has not shown me he could be a number 1 yet. Steph has. LeBron has. Kawhi Leonard has. All champions, all number 1s on championship teams. Kyrie Irving has yet to do that. And I don't believe he can. You go get Anthony Davis, let him be your number 1. I don't care what it takes. Trade Al Horford, package him up, trade Gordon Hayward. Hell, if I'm the Pelicans, you get some promising and get some picks, because Celtics still got some picks. They got Memphis's pick. They got a couple picks. Man, go get that. Go get that, Pelicans. AD ain't with y'all long term. Go get Al Horford, Gordon Hayward, and a pick. Man, go get that. And y'all gonna be bad for the rest of this year? Man, go get that deal. That's better than Brandon Ingram and Lonzo. I'm sorry. That's more promise. That's more stability. Your organization won't go into tank mode. You allow guys to get off. Shoot, go get Jaylen Brown and Gordon Hayward. Them guys can go be stars or at least get clock. Go get that. I know for a fact if that team stays together in Boston as currently constructed for at least this season, they ain't beating Toronto. That I know. It ain't going to be Kyrie as the #1 guy. One of the clutchest guys in the NBA. But something about his personality does not click in that locker room with those other guys. Something ain't clicking. Something about his leadership capabilities he does not have. He has not shown us that throughout his tenure through in the NBA so far. And I don't know if he's going to be able to turn it on come May. I ain't going to even say June because they won't get to June at this rate. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. They are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO'S. Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.